Well, the treehouse made it through its first winter just fine. Um, I didn't work on it during the winter because it was just so freaking cold, and I'm a little girl about cold. But I was wondering how it was going to move and change shape in the wind. We had some pretty significant windstorms, too, that I remember, and it didn't move at all. Crawling up the little hatch right now. There's the MIG welder. It really did well. It just weighs so much. It doesn't really blow around. I mean, you can sit in it here. I can like wiggle it back and forth, but it's pretty set. I'm adding roofing right now. In that process, you know, I need to finish off the floor. That little corner of the floor is gray, bare wood. The rest of it's coated in marine grade polyurethane, and I left it a little bit rough so it wouldn't be slick, but the floor is really pretty. I like these red boards here. It's maple. Most of the floor is maple. There's some white oak in there, but the whole keeping the treehouse in the tree, engineering the suspension to hold it up, or whatever you want to call it, was a big thing, you know. And so it shifted a little bit over the winter. Things just kind of, you know, settled in place a little bit, and so adding a little bit of metal and welding here and there. But I'm about done working on the treehouse for the most part. It's, you know, we're like 92% done. You need to add some. There's the sunset view from the treehouse. Here's the view of the house. The house looks really nice from up here, doesn't it? You can see the red buds, the little purple trees up on the left. But through this opening here, where sits the welder, we're going to have a suspension bridge that goes to this silver maple. And I'm thinking the footbridge is going to hit right about there. This is a dead branch. I'm going to cut that off. But we'll have a suspension bridge going over there. And then it'll go to this. This is a 22-foot span from me to that tree. That's a silver maple. Then from the silver maple, we're going to go to this hickory. There's a knot right there at the tip of my finger. Okay. And the second suspension bridge, and that's 42-foot span. Then we're going to have a staircase that goes down to the deck. So right now I came up this ladder in this little square that I left there that I came through. But I'm going to be designing and building, welding and hacking together a 2-span suspension bridge somehow. I found a 1968 Army field manual on bridge building for Vietnam, you know, so you want to afford a bridge with some tanks and whatnot. So it's got these really basic suspension bridge formulas in there, so I've fiddled my way through those just fine. And now it comes down to the design of the bridges, and, you know, I've got to get a rope in that crotch. Then from there I can climb up to there, and I can rappel down, and I'll have an anchor on the tree somewhere in this ballpark for the actual cable, and that cable will connect up to this silver maple, which I'm in. So that'll be that span. And then I haven't been up in the hickory yet. The hickory intimidates me a little bit because there's no crotches. It's just a straight tree. So it's going to be tough to get up in there. I have a plan. It's not an easy plan, but anyway, I'll get up in the hickory, and I'll put an anchor, and I'm thinking the cable is going to end up being somewhere in this ballpark. And then we'll have welded steel islands with wooden decking around each tree, around these two trees, little decks. With the forces of bridges, I'm just not going to mess around. You know, the tree house is mostly wood, and it's changed shaped and moved around. I've had to compensate and hack around a little bit, and I'm not going to mess around when it comes to bridges and all that stuff, you know. And I'm really curious how the staircase over here is going to look. I think that's going to be a really interesting design. As that tree moves, the stairway has to be able to kind of move with it and not be connected firmly to the house. I'm thinking about putting little wheels on the end of it so the tree rocks back and forth, it doesn't tear apart the staircase.